Hello students, welcome to all of you in my online chemistry class. In context of revision, in today's video lecture, I would like to provide some specimen MCQ type questions which will help you better in upcoming UT first examination. So let's start with the very first question. Each state the number of significant figures in 7.00. So four options are given: A, B, C and D. Among these you have to select a correct option. Okay children? So simple questions can ask in your upcoming test. So your preparation should be thoroughly. Then you will be in position to score maximum in upcoming UT exam. Next question is the correct value of Planck constant is. Similarly, four options are given here. You have to select a correct option which is present in these four options. Next is, that is a good question. An organic compound have the following compositions: carbon 52%, hydrogen 10.01% and chlorine 20.05%. Then the percentage of oxygen will be what? So four options are there: 12%, 18%, 0.18% and 9%. Among them you have to select that option which is correct. So this type of question has explained in a detail, and I hope that you are in position to solve such a question in a very simplistic way. Am I sure student that you can solve? Okay. Next is, this is also looks like a good question, means similar question or such type of question expected to come in the upcoming examination. Molarity, that is capital M, you are knowing the difference between small m and capital M. So here capital M means molarity depends upon, options are given: volume, temperature, mass and all of these. So those which is correct, you have to correct it or you have to trick it. Next question is question number 5, very simple one and very easier for you. What is not definite in solid, liquid and gases? Question is not definite, so you have to find, that is volume, mass, shape and density. Among these, which has indefinite or not definite, you have to find out. Next question is, what is the mass percent of oxygen in water? That is, looks like a good question, and this question is different from the question number 3. Must be alert students. Question number 3 is different and question number 6 is different. What is the mass percent of oxygen in water? That is, option given is 8.88%, 88.88%, 0.88% and 11.1%. So for solving such type of question, you have to go through the formula which I have already taught in detail, that how percentage composition is determined. So if you are knowing the formula of percentage determination, you can easily find. Okay, means percentage composition is determined by using the formula of what? That is mass of the percentage of the constituent divided by total mass of the total mass of the compound into 100. By using this formula, you can easily calculate the what will be the percentage of oxygen in water. Means in a water molecule you have to find what is the composition of oxygen there. Okay. Next question is, this is also a tricky question. The relation between empirical formula and molecular formula is. The four options are given. You have to select the question, the answer which is right. First is empirical formula is equal to n into molecular formula. Second is empirical formula into molecular formula is equal to n. Third is molecular formula is equal to n into empirical formula. And last option is empirical formula divided by molecular formula is equal to n. Among these four options, the option which is correct you have to find out. Okay. Next question is 8. This question is concerned to temperature. So, question is, a measured temperature of Fahrenheit scale is 100 degree Fahrenheit. So, what will be this reading on Kelvin scale? Yes, children, you can find. I have taught you the relationship between Fahrenheit degree and Celsius degree. Using the formula Fahrenheit Celsius, if the value coming in Celsius and in Celsius value by adding 273, you will easily get the reading of that temperature in a Kelvin scale. Correct, children? And formula is what? Cf on 5 is equals to F minus 32 upon 9 is equal to K. Must remember. That formula will be utilized in question number 8. Question number 9. The number of orbitals present in L cell are. Good question. So, tricky questions will come. Just if you are studying thoroughly both the chapters, that is some basic concepts of chemistry and structure of the atom, then no any doubt that you are not in position to solve such type of questions. And I am sure that you are in position to solve such problems. The number of orbitals present in L cell means second cell R, that is 2, 4, 3 and 1. You have to find out which will be, and you are easily in position to reply. Next question. The value for quantum number for 3D orbital are. This is also a very good and genuine question. Many times this type of question have been revised during the lecture. So, no problem that you can not in position to solve. You can surely solve such type of problems. And this is a specimen of the questions which may come or ask. So, just I providing you that such type of preparation is required. Let it done. So, the value for quantum number for 3D orbital are, that is first option is L will be 3, L will be 2. Second option is L is 2, L is 3. Third option is L is 3, L is 0. Fourth option is L is 3 and L is 3. So, among these which is correct, you have to find out. Okay? And children, next question is question number 11. That is, question number 11 is, that is the electronic configuration of copper is Ar 3d10 4s1, Ar 3d9 4s2, 3d11 4s0 or none of these. So you have to select which is correct. Okay, question number 12 is also a very tricky question. 8O17 nucleus contains 8 proton and 8 neutron, 8 proton and 9 neutron, 9 proton and 8 neutron, or 8 proton and 0 neutron. So you have to find out which is correct answer. Similarly, question number 13, it looks like a question related to the atomic model. and you have already studied models. That is, what is J.J. Thomson model, what is Rutherford model in previous class. So on the basis of previous knowledge, you are in position to reply of this very question. That is, J.J. Thomson atomic model is related to nucleus, proton, molecule, electron. So among these, you have to find very simple question, but looks like a tricky one. So by using your mind, you are in position to know the answer of this very question. Next question, 14. Beta particle is, just I have explained, during transmutation. So you have to much focus on transmutation. That was come in the discovery of neutron. I have taught that point in detail during the discovery of neutron. That is, what is transmutation or what is artificial radioactivity. So there I have described some particles like alpha particle, beta particle, that is gamma particle, positron, neutrino, antineutrino, meson, and such type of particles you have studied there. So on the knowledge of that, you are in position to know the beta particle is represented by which. Among these four options, beta particle is represented by this plus 1 is 0, or minus 1 is 0, or 1H1, or He plus 2. I reminding you, this notation is called positron. This notation B is called electron. This notation is proton, and this notation is alpha particle. Are you sure, student? Okay. Next question is, the K cell is numbered as. That is also tricky one. Just you are in position to explain. The K cell is numbered as NH1, NH2, or NH3, or NH4. Means, as you are knowing, cells are designated as KLMN, or 1, 2, 3, 4. So on that basis, this question is arranged. So meaning behind such type of question is that a similar question, not similar, but you can say on the basis of this very question, the questions may ask in your coming UT first examination. The main emphasis behind the explaining or giving specimen of this question is that how you have to solve the questions which may come or which may ask in examination. So on that point of view, this illustration has been provided to you. Children, alright? So the question is K cell is numbered as 1, 2, 3, 4. So you have to find K cell stands for what number? Similarly, next question, if the atomic mass of an element is X, children, be sincere and be alert for this question. Atomic mass of an element is X there, and atomic number is Y there. Then question is, what is the number of electron will be X minus Y, number of proton X minus Y, number of electron X minus Y, and number of positron X plus Y. Among these you have to find out which is the correct option, where X and Y refers to atomic mass and atomic number of the element respectively. So you have to find which option is correct among these four options. So no doubt you are in position to reply very correctly. Okay? So do sincerely. Next question is 17. The pairs of ions having same electronic configuration. So just I have taught you, children, during revision, that is how electronic configuration of cations or anions are written. So on that knowledge you are in position to neatly explain that which will be isoelectronic among them. And you are knowing isoelectronic refers what? Number of electrons as well as electronic configuration of the species become equal or identical is termed isoelectronic. Am I correct, children? Okay. Next question is, identify the pairs which are not isobar. Very simple, you are knowing about isobar, isotopes and isotones. So on that basis you have to detect or you have to identify among them, among these options, which is not isobar, should be not isobar. So be careful for this question. So A is 60, 12, 60, 13, B is 18 40, 20 CF 40, C is 60, 14 and 7 and 14, D is JN1 and 1H1. So among them, which is not isobar, you can find. Okay. Next question, children. The molecular mass of glucose is. So molecular mass of glucose will be, first option is 180, 280, 380 or 480. So I have taught you in detail that how molecular mass of the compound or molecule can be determined. So go on the formula, then you can easily find what will be the molecular mass of glucose or any molecular compound. On that basis you are in position to find out what will be the molecular mass of the glucose. Next question. The chemical formula of aluminium sulfide is too much simple. You are knowing the fundamentals, how the chemical formula of compound is written on the basis of knowing valency. I have explained in detail that first write the elements and then write their valency on the top of that elements and go crisscross. Then you will in position to easily draw or easily find what will be the chemical formula of the compound. Children, so on that basis, aluminium sulfide compound, so there are two different elements are participating in aluminium sulfide, that is one is aluminium, other is sulfur. So knowing the valency of aluminium and write the valency of sulfur and go crisscross or across, then you easily find what will be the suitable answer of this very question. So children, just these questions are depicted here, so you have to solve it, and by solving send your answers in my WhatsApp number. Then I will be in position to know how many of you are knowing the points clearly. So children, do these questions and after solving immediately send the answer of these questions on my WhatsApp number. So at next day when we will study, that is some points of related to de Broglie question and concerned to kinetic energy related to de Broglie. So that I will discuss in upcoming lecture. So that's all students, and good luck for your upcoming examination. Thank you very much.